song's heavier than 2020. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications and you're good to go. Today is going to be a really fun one because this reaction is a little closer to home. For those of you who are fans of reaction channels, you'll most likely know somebody called Nik Nocturnal. He's a reactor, he's been doing it a while, he's a guitarist, and he's in a band called Termina, and they just dropped a brand new single. Nick reached out to me via email, said he loves my channel, he'd love me to take a look at this new song, and I thought, awesome opportunity for the reaction scene to get a bit closer, network and support each other. You guys know I'm a firm believer of that, and you've seen how close Tank the Tech and I are besties. I asked Nick for some more info on the band. He sent me this. He said it's a two-man modern metal project that consists of Nik Nocturnal and Andy Sizek of Monuments. I hope I'm saying his name right. I do know Monuments. I've heard a few songs and I might need to get around to them. Anyway, this track is the third single and the heaviest one so far. And to be honest, that's all I really need to know. So super amped about this. I'm going to set up and I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're set up and good to go. Without further ado, Termina, Desolate Specter official music video. Let's see what you got. Easy, buddy, easy. Sure, that's a whole lot. They weren't kidding when they said it was heavy. I want to go back and hear that again. Sounded like two nice, really full cycles. They ran in seamlessly. Nice marriage between the kick and the chugging on the guitar. This is heavy. Pack a lunch because we're in for a treat. Okay, so I'm going to stop it there because it was two full cycles, and the reason it seemed so seamless when it ran into the second cycle is because of the lead work. So that lead work kind of intensified, the kick drum became constant and ran in, and on the second cycle at the end you heard that pick dissonant chord just before I stopped there. Very cool setup for this, powerful. I go, ooh. So that'll be Andy, and he's got some lungs on him. We're going to go back again. Nick, if you're watching this, we pause a lot. That's what we do around here. Bit of a breakdown of a verse there, really cool. One thing I did pick up straight away was the slight variant between the snare hits. So on the first repetition, it was really constant and on the beat, and on the second, it was slightly delayed, almost like it was just after the beat, and then you had to kind of chase that music. So I really like that. Have a listen out for that. It's very cool. Oh, that's nice. Those long chord ring outs that almost delay in the music. Very, very cool. There's a nice drive on this guitar. It's very, very, very heavy, very distorted. Almost sounds like there's a bit of fuzz on there. It's tough, man. The song's heavier than 2020. Okay, hang on. Just it seems like we're going into like a bit of a breakdown piece here. Just before this, you could hear it slowly kind of start to slow down. Very, very smart introduction of the change of a phrasing, the change of a cycle. So I like what they're doing here. There's a lot of cool tricks and formulas being used. A lot of these are used quite commonly, but they're used commonly because they work. And it doesn't matter if you've used something that someone else has used, as long as you do it well, and they're doing it very well. Oh man, I'm a big fan of when instrumentation and vocals all line up to kind of accent the same things and push a song forward. It's very important to me. But the smart part about this is the work that's been done in between that. So you'll hear the kick, you'll hear that perfect snare placement, you'll hear the chugs and the vocals all accenting certain pieces and pushing and driving forward, but you'll hear a lot of that kind of guitar work in the middle there. It's a usual breakdown. You'd have kind of a lack of music, which helps emphasize the heaviness and brutality of it. Here, slightly different, but very cool. Those little chords there at the end there, those little quick sharp chords is in, they sound a bit dissonant, and they're a nice way to break up something that has a distinct and easy listening pattern. Because what happens is if you stick that together and you just repeat that, especially when you have quite a simple vocal phrasing on top, heavy but simple, and again, simple isn't easy, it's really nice to break that up with something. And he's done a good job of placing those little quick dissonant chords there, because it does what your ears do is latch onto it, because it's a slightly different frequency to what you're hearing with those low notes, and it almost like resets you to know that something else is coming. Quite cool. Now that's how you build up towards the end of a song, because if you have such a brutal song that's kind of drop kicking you in the chest with power from the beginning, what you want to do is take people on a user journey. You want to take the emotions up and down. You want to make them feel something along the way, and they can't feel the same thing all the time, because then they get tired. And even slight moments like that, where there is that openness in the music in between those hard hits, it creates a settling, and it kind of lets you know something else is coming. It lets you know it's building, but it gives you a brief moment to breathe. And boy, do we need to. It wasn't quite empty though. There is an effect in the background. It does sound, it's either sound modulation, it's either a piece of synth that's been manipulated, or it could just be a string that's been wrung out. Nick will let us know. But it is good, and it is important, and I quite like it. This is great, man. It's like from one damn heavy breakdown and solid rip to another. I like it. It's tough. One thing I will say is there, I went back just because I want to hear something. It sounded like the tone on the snare drum changed just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Definitely sounds like it's still part of the same kit and same song, but it sounded like a slight variation on it. Didn't sound as clicky, sounded more like you could hear those strings on the bottom. Interesting. Triggered, man, triggered. I like it. It's very, very cool. What the drums are doing there is purposefully working as hard as they can to make that not seem like a loopable beat. Thing is, it is, because you can hear the guitar kind of countering that and the vocals on top of it. And it's done on purpose, because what you want to do is create busyness, create intensity. And that's one way to do it. If you had left those gaps open completely, it would be quite monotonous, because you'd start to realize that the pattern is there and you're going to sit in that pocket. And it was just a nice bit of care and attention to that detail to make it a better listening experience, and I appreciate it. It's done. Oh, okay. Yeah, 317. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done you, Nick, and well done you, Andy. Very, very cool. I like that. It takes a lot for someone to put music out there, and I think they did a hell of a job with this. Glad you reached out, dude. Killer track, super brutal, super heavy. I can only imagine what that would be like live, and I can only imagine what a nightmare this must have been to create and do during a lockdown. So man, hats off to you. Really enjoyed that one. Super, super heavy, and can't wait to hear more, to be honest. It was very, very cool. It sounded like a lot of heavy rips that, to be honest, if you wanted to, you could have taken them and made 3 or 4 other songs, and that would have been lazy. But they aren't lazy, so big fan of that. Really enjoyed it, genuinely, and looking forward to hearing more. I know they said this is the kind of heaviest one so far, so be keen to see what some of the other tracks are. And there you have it. I've left the screen up because you can now listen to this on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, and Deezer. So if you have one of those, and you should do, because you probably have one of those, go ahead and support these guys. Go and listen to their music, put on your playlist, and yeah, again, brutal, heavy. I liked it a lot. Let me know where to go next with these guys. If you've heard any of the other stuff, I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know what you think of this song. And nice surprise for the day. That set me up. I have a lot of energy. I need to go do something, but I have to do dishes. And I have a feeling that no matter what I do, my output will be significantly increased. So the cleanest dishes you're ever going to see. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.